11 Alive's Beth Yates, who has been going around Gwinnett County for us, letting us know about some road closures happening.
Road closures, power lines down. What's your latest information there, Beth?
So now we've moved again. We're now on Indian Trail, Lilburn Road, just south of 85, where the road has been flooded. If you look behind me, you can see Beaver Ruin Creek has overflown its banks, taking over parts of the road. Now the creek and the road becoming one. As folks are trying to maneuver this way, it's completely closed, shut down again by Indian Trail, just between Willow Trail Parkway and Oak Brook Parkway. Again, the area closed. And if you look over here, just by the creek, you can see how bad it is. This was all grassy area and the creek is really back there, but now the creek water has made its way out onto the road just by Indian Trail. Another thing I wanted to show you, like how much this has risen. A lot of people have been talking about the rising waters. When you go closer to this bridge, you kind of can see the perspective of how much water has risen. If you look right here, and it actually started going down since we've been out here, but right here you can see just how close the water is to the edge of that bridge. Officials told me that it's normally somewhere between 4 and 6 feet from the bottom of the bridge to the water. Now it looks like it's literally inches away as that water rushes through. Now, again, since we've been out here for the last, I would say about 45 minutes, it does appear that the water is slowly going down, but it is still pretty high. The road is still closed here on Indian Trail, just between Willow Parkway and Oak Brook Trail. Parkway. Also, officials are telling people to stay out of this area because of the closure, and they're also just wet grounds. They're saying just kind of avoid the traffic and the headache. But right now, this section of Indian Trail is shut down as folks are trying to come up with ways around it. Again, this is just south of 85. So if you were on 85 or got off at Indian Trail, right as soon as you get off, you can see the water overflowing its banks by Beaver Ruin Creek, rising so much that it is close to the edge of this bridge by inches. Officials say this is not impacting just here, a little south of here. Lilburn Park also flooded over there, also getting that water from that Beaver Ruin Creek. Of course, officials again saying avoid the area. We have seen a couple people coming around to look. They've been letting them look but directing them away because they don't want any accidents. But the water just seems to be flowing very quickly, so you just kind of want to stay away from it. But right now there's no time period have been given for when Indian Trail will reopen, but we know it's closed again between Oak Brook Trail Parkway and Willow Trail Parkway on Indian Trail, Lilburn Road. And I'll send it back to you guys in the studio now.
You know, Beth, you've covered a lot of ground in the last 9 or 10 hours and seen a lot of pockets of different communities, and our meteorologists have done a great job of really helping us understand how wide and massive this system was. Is that what you're seeing? Because you're kind of showing us, you know, a little snapshot at each place you stop, but there is a commonality that everyone's dealing with a lot of power lines down, a lot of trees down, and a lot of water.
So that's what I've noticed from all the way when we started off at Peachtree Creek, then went to DeKalb, then to Athens, then to Gwinnett. It's definitely been the same thing over and over. Widespread flooding, a lot of saturated ground, trees not able to hold it together, falling on the trees, bringing down power line. So it's just been an ongoing problem for multiple areas. It seems that this storm, even though it was moving quickly, it just packed so much energy, so much rain, that the impacts are similar, and it's a widespread area. The entire metro Atlanta appears to be having a similar impacts. All of our area creeks seem to be close to their levels. Many people saying they're reaching almost record levels. So it doesn't appear that this is just, you know, one area or one part of the town. Literally from Athens to Gwinnett, all the way back into the city, we were seeing the same same thing. DeKalb to the point where parking lots were flooded, impacting cars and preventing people from leaving and causing a lot of damage. Because you imagine, you leave your car there, it's parked safely, then you get back and you have water damage inside your car from, the water getting in. So a lot of impacts, and I think the recovery will be a lot for a lot of people, and I don't think it's going to take days to actually get this back together, because even when the water subsides, you have to deal with the damage that water created. So it's going to be take some time for people to get back whole.
All right, Bobeth, thank you. And we continually wish you a safe drive as you make your way around the area, because we know a lot of roads are closed. And so as people try to get to these spots, they're going to get turned around a lot. We just don't want you to run into any situations that can be dangerous because your normal routes might not be able to be passable.
And you understand why the message from mayors, from the governor, kind of across the board is don't go out if you don't have to.